there, everyone. Here we are back again, Robin Moser and Associates, Anna, Robin, Victoria, and we're all here to talk to you today about how to make a banker's lunch and how credit affects your qualifying when looking for a mortgage.
That's right, banker's lunch. I'm excited. I never tried this drink before, so it'll be totally new for us. And again, it is a season 3 for Tipsy Realtors.
It is.
We keep drinking our way through the season 3.
I'm learning.
Yes.
I'm learning how.
And yes, and Victoria is our newest member of Robin Moser and Associates, is still on a training for the drink part.
Yes.
But she's acing the real estate part.
She is acing the real estate part. It is amazing how many houses she's done and how well she's done and the impact that she's made on the industry in such a short period of time.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Yay. All right, let's do the recipe.
Hello. Okay. So here we go, and our recipe is pretty simple. It's actually, I'm kind of curious about this one because obviously we've got the fresh grapefruit. So sorry, my apologies. We start with the shaker full of ice, as always. And now we're going to do the 1.5 ounce of grapefruit juice.
Freshly squeezed grapefruit juice. I was squeezing it myself.
Yeah, 1.5 ounces of vodka. And actually, if you saw our post earlier saying that we were getting ready for our show, you would have seen Anna with her 2 grapefruits.
Yes. It was very grapefruity.
And then we've got the orange liqueur and now the dry vermouth. Oops. And we put it into the shaker and we do
Here's my grapefruit. Yes, so, and we've got a raw glass with a big cube of ice inside. So, once you finish shaking and dancing.
That's right. Yeah. And then you strain it into your glass.
I like how cute this color is, too. Like, it's really nice and sophisticated. Okay, to the rim.
Yeah, there you go. There we go, the extras. It is a very sophisticated color.
Makes a lot. There you go.
All right. Doug says hello. Hello, Doug.
Hello, Doug. Okay.
And then we just have a rind of peel to go in for the cocktail as the
get it in there. Get it in.
Okay. For the drink. So here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Cheers.
That's beautiful. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, we'll try it. It smells amazing.
You know, I'm not a grapefruit juice girl, but that actually is quite nice.
Okay.
You don't like it?
I like it. It's
tarty.
It's very tart. Yes.
It is very tart. And honestly, I think this would be a start of a dinner drink. Oh. It also could be
quite strong.
Yeah.
It is.
But it's a start of a dinner drink, or it could be kind of a palate cleansing drink.
Yes, I was gonna say amuse the bouche, or whatever they say. It's the palate cleaner.
But it would be refreshing again on the deck and the patio because we're so excited to get the deck and the patio soon.
Yeah, anytime. The snow is still there, but it eventually.
It makes me happier to call it white sand.
Oh, white sand. Okay.
White sand.
I love it. Let's go sit in our white sand. I'll just take my parka. You know, enough of these, it will be okay.
In Alberta, there's like spring, then there's fake spring and then spring. So if it's gonna get warmer, probably we're gonna have winter one more time.
Well, it's so funny. So I was like looking at some places to go travel, and there's some places like that's where you want to go in the summer, but a lot of people don't want to do any like home exchange or whatever.
Yeah.
And they say like, come back like September, October. I was like, I live in 6 months winter. If I'm traveling for heat. Like I'm not going anywhere in the winter. Like
wow. So I'm very, very excited because Anna is going somewhere hot coming up. She has home exchange for my villa in Costa Rica.
I exchanged with Robin with points. Yeah, I didn't ask her to live in my house, but
still it's super exciting. She has to go to Costa Rica and she gets to experience the heat and the loveliness
for 12 days. My daughter is putting X's on calendar. She's so excited.
Good.
I'm putting an X's on my calendar too. I can't wait.
Oh, and Charlene goes there in 3 days.
And I'm going.
We better give you a positive review then.
There you go.
Anyway, talking about positive reviews, let's talk about how positive credit score or negative credit score can affect. Actually, there's no negative credit score. That is just
It's
a
a
low.
high,
It's a
high or
low
low. Yeah.
credit score.
If you're at the negative point in your credit score, you're really screwed.
Yeah. And we have a slide how
Yeah.
how many points is high, how
Yeah.
many is low.
So, sorry,
let's
I
take
gotta turn
the
hang on.
recipe away.
All right.
Excellent.
So
Let's
this
talk about the
actually-
credit score.
So hang on, I'm going to show you guys this slide. So this is actually showing you excellent, good, good, fair, and poor. So it actually shows you on the slide if your beacon score is there. And now you can actually go into creditkarma.ca to figure out where your beacon score, and that's TransUnion. Obviously, you can also go on Equifax and you can purchase or actually get for free your credit score, your beacon score.
Actually, you can check it in your online banking. In all
You can-
online banking.
yeah,
Like
well,
if
that's
you
another
scroll
one.
down, if you scroll down, it's
Yeah.
check my credit score, and you can figure it out right away.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Well,
I'll
so
show
there's
you.
a lot of avenues
Yeah.
that you can use to
I
check
will
your credit
definitely
score.
go try that out. I'm just curious.
But this lets you know where that number is. So the
Yeah.
term that's used in the industry is called a beacon score. It's your beacon score to say how trustworthy you are in regards to paying back
how
credit.
beaconly are you?
How beaconly are you? Now, this one is actually super interesting on the fact that it actually shows you that based on your beacon score, credit score, that the difference in the kind of rates for insured, uninsured, B lenders, and private lenders are. And B lenders actually have an impact on the market because they're the ones that are willing to take those people in this market. They're a little bit more high risk. So A lenders would be your TD banks, your Royal
RBC,
banks.
the big branches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So those are your A lenders. So they'll have that little bit of a higher requirement in credit score before they'll start lending to you.
Not just
And
credit scores, they have higher criteria. Like,
Exactly.
talking about like work
I call them
experience.
conservative criteria.
they're less willing to
risk
manage
adverse.
risk.
Yeah.
But you can go to a B lender if you do have that lower credit score. Usually the B lenders will start looking around about 550, and there's no minimum for private lenders. But when you look at a B lender, that if you have to go to a B lender to borrow, sometimes their rates will be a little bit higher. And then if you have to go to a private lender, then their rates can be a lot higher because they're assuming a lot more risk.
Mhm.
Because as much as we all think we're doing them a favor, it is a service. They are taking on the risk and they have to be compensated for the risk they're taking on. And that risk equates to your beacon score.
Yeah, and also it depends on the lenders you guys go with. It depends on what kind of conditions you need to meet for them. Because let's say you have a tricky situation where your score is low, but you can put like a large down payment or something, and you still have to go with a B lender. You have to be careful in terms of what kind of terms you assume from them, because not all the lenders are the same. So like, let's say you can port the mortgage with all A lenders and majority of B lenders, but sometimes there is a thing like you cannot port your mortgage.
Yeah.
Sometimes you cannot exit the mortgage as easily without the penalty. So there is a couple things. So don't just look at your rate that the lender gives you. Look at the terms and conditions they offer as well.
And
Absolutely.
for example, talking about down payment, different requirements when you put 5% down and 10% down. For example, for 5% down, you need to be here 1 year prior if you just moved. With 10% down, they look in just for 6 months. So it's the numbers are always, they play in with the numbers.
And Robin, I don't know if you have anything. Do you have anything what can affect your credit score in terms of bringing higher or lower? So there's a different ways that
you guys keep talking. I'll find
yeah,
it.
so there's a different ways that your credit score, I guess, can be manipulated. So number one, they always say it's a good idea to have a mixed credit, which means you have a credit card, maybe a loan, maybe you have some sort of a purchase that maybe a phone. So you need to have a mixed credit, not just credit cards, for example, or just a security loan, because
but you need just not to have it, you need to pay it off on time.
Well, absolutely,
this is the most important. For example, your credit card is
not just have it, you have to pay it.
You don't just get it, you just get to spend it.
You have a lot of credit. No, the thing with
I'm very good at that.
With credit card, to increase your credit score faster, you need to spend 30% of your credit limit and pay it off. So you spend 30%, you pay it off. And that's how it's going to be increasing faster.
A lot of people against having a credit card, a lot of people against getting the loans, but unfortunately, this is something you need, especially if it's your first like home purchase. You never had mortgage before. This is one of the most important parts. I guess the lenders would want to see that you can apply for credit and use it and pay it. It's like one of very important ones. And the longer you have it, so one thing, say get the credit and make sure you have it for a long time because that's also plays.
And if you keep your balances within 10% of your allowable amount, that can actually decrease your credit as well. So you want to make sure that you keep your balances always below within that last 10% because you'll become more high risk then, and that will actually automatically lower your credit score. And it can take a couple of months to reflect any kind of improvements you've made to your credit.
Yes.
So improving your credit isn't short, it's fast. But Doug was asking if there's anyone else, any other companies that he can go to collect his credit. Now, Doug, I don't know 100% if you're just in the US because I do think I remember seeing your posts, but I do believe that in Canada, it's TransUnion and Equifax are kind of the two major players. Credit Karma is also a player that looks at TransUnion. And then I would assume that most banks are using Equifax. That's who we know that most lenders are using. So for a Canada base, we're looking at Equifax. If there are some in the US, I apologize. We don't know what those are because that's not our jurisdiction.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, if you're really stuck, you can always talk to the professional, like, your mortgage broker can pull a credit for you. So why is the pulling credit is very important? Why is it important to check? And I can tell you, like, I've been in this industry for 17 years, and you have no idea how many people fail or have a dispute 10 years ago, 20 years ago, with a cell phone company over something stupid. They refused to pay the bill, forgot about it, moved on, and now they're applying for mortgage. And that comes in that they had an amount that hasn't been paid. It could be $100. I had my personal Bay credit card 7 cents. The account was closed. I didn't know there was maybe there was 7 cents penalty. And I'm like, didn't even know until I pulled the credit. I was like, what is that? How crazy that? So you can, and yes, they don't tell you in terms of if it's a big amount or small amount. The fact that it's registered, something that is not paid, is valid and will bring your credit score substantially down.
Even with ridiculous amount. I have the situation.
7 cents?
Yes, with a Home Depot, we bought a washer. And to have a good price, we need to open the Home Depot credit card. And we did it. We bought it and we paid it off. And it was a couple of dollars left. And then I checked, and I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
Because we paid it off. A couple dollars. And then I checked my credit score probably in half a year, and it dropped for maybe 150.
So
because of that.
Yeah, and I actually, so mine was even stupider. I'm gonna ask everyone on stupidity. So I paid off my house in 2007. And I refused to let the bank take 165 of my dollars to unregister the credit against my credit as well as against my house. So it was still registered against me even though I paid it off. And then recently, in 2021, I decided to refinance my house to buy a house in Costa Rica. And when I did that, I had to get proof from '07 that I paid off my house to get it cleared from my credit and from my title. And nobody had it because it was so long ago.
Exactly.
So
that was before probably everything went electronic and saved there. It was probably somewhere in a file folder.
Exactly. So it was a big, huge hassle, big, huge ordeal, all because I didn't want to pay the bank $165 to remove the credit from my title. So I learned my lesson that I had paid it off, and I was just feeling like I shouldn't have to pay to remove the credit from my title and my
don't mess up with your credit.
Yeah, just make sure it's accurate all the time.
Yeah, because it can cause a lot of problems in the future, and you can face consequences that you're not even expected to face.
And speaking of a credit score, in terms of, a lot of us go through ups and downs in our lives. Sometimes things just #failed. And we go into foreclosures and bankruptcies and such things, or we just mess up and have there's a time where you're late on everything. and just to have enough money for groceries, and then you bounce back. But the thing is, if you are thinking of purchasing something and you need to up your credit score, you can sit down with us, you can sit down with your financial advisor, you can sit down with a trusted mortgage broker. If you don't have one, you can contact us. We can give you several names. They will sit down and show you where something went wrong in your credit score and how to fix it. Like, say, if I need to go back and pay that 7 cents, like, I still didn't pay that 7 cents,
Oh my god.
but
You're the winner by
yeah,
far.
I know, right? If you, well, I'm not buying anything, so. But if you need to like pay off certain credit cards to increase your credit score again, you have to remember that it will show up at certain time once you pay off. If you experience bankruptcy, it's a 7 years, I believe.
The first time, 14 years the next time, I think 21 or counseling the third.
Okay. So, but you can rebuild your credit even after really terrible situations. All you have to do is sit down and have a consultation with the people who can look at your credit score and your credit history and tell you where it went wrong and how to fix it. It's all doable.
Now, I actually will bring up this because a lot of people don't know this, and I know I'm always harping on it. If you're going to miss a payment on your mortgage or your line of credit or any financial vehicle that is tied to your real property, before you miss the payment, either call us or even call the bank, because lots of times you have no idea how far the bank is willing to help you to keep that house from going into foreclosure. But you have to call them before you miss the payment, because once you miss the payment, it makes policy get into play and certain things cannot happen after you miss the payment. So before you miss the payment, talk to your financial institution, talk to us. We can actually talk to you about options that you have. So we had a lovely, amazing woman who actually did exactly this, and she was really lucky because we were able to show her how that a lot of people don't realize you have a skip payment option in your mortgage.
You can negotiate with the bank a certain relief.
Exactly.
But you need to let the bank know.
You have to let the bank know before you miss it. So she did the skip a payment option, and it was just enough time to get her back on her feet so she could actually make the payments. So it was big. Now, I will show you a graph. So sorry.
Ooh,
Graph.
It's not my graph.
Well, it's a graph. So this is the types of credit and how they're used. So new credit is 10%. Your length and your history, this is how it's calculated, is 15%. Amounts owed is 30%. Payment history is 35%. And types of credit used is 10%. So this is where you talk about diversifying your credit, the history of your payment, getting new credit, length of history. So this is how they're calculating your credit score.
This is a breakdown.
Yeah, so that's certain things to know, what's going to hurt you more, what's going to affect you more, and all that kind of stuff. So these are the things that are really important to consider and think about when you're looking at your credit score, when you're planning your credit. And honestly, I use this all the time about people's relationship with money. I talk to people about it all the time. Whether or not you realize or acknowledge it, you have a relationship with money. Sometimes I like to joke around that it feels like an abusive relationship. And other times,
abused all the time.
Other times it is a lovely, lovely relationship with money. But the best thing that you can do is get in front of your relationship with money, get in front of your relationship with your credit score, and really start managing it instead of allowing it to manage you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And as Robin said, we have huge amount of experience working with people in the different walks of life. And the thing is, if you are having the questions and you are doubting where you're at with your real estate, because maybe you in tough situation, please talk to us, because there is not just a solution to sell your home. There is other solutions to property management, I would say, to raise the money that you need to pay the banks. And we are here to willing to answer all those questions. And the answers we don't know, we know the people who know the answers.
Well, and honestly, I can't think of how many times we've actually sat down with people and we've counseled them out of selling the house and found them other ways, because we don't want you to go back to renting, and it's done without judgment.
Yes.
Because to be honest, well, with the exception of Vika, but Vika's a lovely person and has the same morals as us, but we've all been in this industry long enough that honestly, there's no judgment. We actually really want to help you make sure you make the best decision, and staying in your house and not going into foreclosure as the best decision for you. And if we can teach you how to build wealth and how to have a more successful life, to me, honestly, and I know it is for you guys too, that's the thing that gets us juiced and jived and energized.
That's what
That
we
is
love.
the
Like
part that
problem
we
solving,
love.
business building,
Oh my
wealth
gosh.
building.
100%.
And if you are like on the path to your first purchase, and again, let's say you don't know if you have enough credit history. If you don't know if you have a bad credit history, and you're like, forget it, I will never be a homeowner. Talk to us, because we definitely can sit down with you and make that plan that one day you will still own, probably even sooner than you think, own the property.
True. And then I'm going to tell this story, and then we're going to have to move on to prizes. But this is my favorite story always to remember when you're in a bad time. And it's what it takes to climb Everest. So a lot of people don't know, but when you climb Everest, I know I've told this story so much because I love it so much. When you climb Everest, you climb up to base camp, and then you climb from base camp to camp 1 and back down to base camp. Then base camp to camp 2 and back down to base camp. And you do this all the way up the hill. And there's actually seven camps before you summit. So by the time you've climbed this hill, you've actually climbed it almost 7 times. And anything after zone 4 or base camp 4 is called the death zone. And that's where they leave the bodies and they don't bring them down because it's dangerous. Yeah. But what it means is it shows you that sometimes going up and down, and sometimes that going backwards, because you're coming down to climatize so your brain doesn't blow up while you climb Everest, because if you tried to climb it all in one thing, your head would explode because of climatization. But it shows you
something to do with lungs.
I think it's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yes. But what it shows you is that sometimes going backwards is going forwards, because sometimes you got to take that step back so you can go to the next base camp. So sometimes you got to take a step back and you got to climatize so that you can surge forward. So if you're feeling like you're taking a step backward, know that it's temporary. And if you don't feel like it's temporary, the only person who's choosing that it's not temporary is you. You decide your moment.
Beautiful story. Yes, very nice. Very empowering. Very empowering.
Prizes.
And by the way,
so Victoria and I we did plug it in.
We did plug it in.
So what was it? This is this purple?
No, this is
green.
Green and
this is purple.
Purple.
Okay, this way.
Okay.
So the cocktail sign is green and bar lights up purple.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I will post the picture. I do have a photo. We took a nice photo. I will post it. It's actually really cute. After seeing it light up, I want it. So how you guys enter to win? You like our show. You love our show. You tag your friends and family on our episode. Comment, share. If you even share, that would be better because we want to be famous. It's our season 3. We're going on season 4. We are having a contest for the season 4. We need to hear some of your unique cocktails that you like to make that you would like to share with us, and we'll put a real estate topic with your cocktail.
And we'll mention that you were the one that suggested the cocktail, so you can be famous too.
So it will be Pride.
It'll be awesome. We need your cocktail.
Yeah. But yes, please share, because how fun it is, to share this.
Any platforms.
Yeah, so we are on Instagram.
I already did all that.
Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those things. So every time you see it, you can share it, love it, and doesn't matter how many times we see your name will enter that many times into contest. First week of April, we're pulling the prize.
Yes. And of course, if you are looking at buying or selling real estate, or know anyone who is looking at buying or selling real estate, needs advice, or just has general questions, please make sure to have them call us at the number on our screen. All 3 of us are available and here to help. So it makes sure that we're always here for you. So please know that. So like, share, love, tell your friends.
List your homes, shortage of inventory if you haven't heard yet.
And, hang on.
What are we doing next week?
I'm really excited about this one. Flaming Dr. Pepper.
Oh my God.
We're doing what designing trends are hot for 2023. So we're going to have a Flaming Dr. Pepper. We are going to have
gonna be hot.
Beautiful. Oh my God, yeah.
Which you're going to tell this joke with Charlene.
Oh, that's right. I'm so telling that next week.
Oh my God.
Charlene.
I feel like I missed something.
Oh, we'll tell you later. But we'll have the beautiful Trisha Stokey here for our home stager to tell us all the hot designing trends coming in 2023. So when you're making decisions on your house, you can make it hot.
Yay! Well,
All right.
thanks for watching.
Thanks,
Have a good
guys.
day.